Leo, this is Just with your May 9th to the 31st, 2018 reading. I hope you guys are having an enjoyable day so far. So, Leo, did I say Aries? I think I said Leo. So, Leo, as Aries, I'm going to also speak to a challenge here coming into, and this has been probably a challenge for some of you guys, but you'll be feeling this throughout, not every single moment of every day, but at times you'll feel like someone is challenging you. You know how they have this new expression, or people are using this expression, well, I'm just living my best life. Someone doesn't want you to live your best life. And if you're a Leo woman, you may be told that you're trying to stop someone from living their best life, right? If you are a Leo woman, you could be dealing with an Aquarius man, literally, okay? And this person is almost as if you don't know them anymore. Some of you also need to understand, and I'm not getting into love right now, but I'm just explaining the challenges that some of you can face. So you may feel as though someone doesn't want you to live your best life. You may feel as though the challenge is that this person doesn't understand that you get more with honey than you do with vinegar, right? So it's not what they're saying, but it's how they're saying it to you. And I feel like some of you, it is a challenge to speak your truth and allow yourself to heal. For some of you, there's a truth that needs to be spoken. There's an acknowledgement of a truth that has been spoken. Okay. And the challenge is to heal. The challenge is to have faith, and the challenge is to allow a renewed sense of a beginning to take place, whether it is an actual new energy completely, or renewed energy. Okay. But there are some truths. Some Leos are challenged with being honest, and I would say it's more leaning toward Leo woman. For some of you, being direct, being decisive, this is what I want, and then speaking that truth to that person, right? Even if they're not paying you any attention, because I feel like there may need to be this confirmation, accolade to some extent, that, it's okay, I'm going to do this. It's okay that I do this. You're going to hear me and you're going to validate what I say. You have to come to a point where it's not a necessity to have validation, but it is for your own understanding that you spoke your truth. Right? A person may not even act as though they know or they hear or they care, but they know. And again, an element of healing. Now, going back into this challenge for you guys throughout this month, and the challenge is to make you be aware of areas in which you need to kind of do some work, right? To try to change some things for the better. So I do see for you guys, the challenge here, once again, is healing, not being so cold and distant emotionally and disconnected, but healing. Okay. Seeing that you need to heal just as much as that other person needs to heal. Right. Some of you, and this goes for men and women, Leo males may feel as though Leo men, I feel, the challenge for you is to understand that someone needs to heal. And what part you played in it. Because I feel like a Leo man, when I look at the challenge position, I don't even see a man. So your challenge may be to understand that you do play a part in the healing that someone needs to go through, or the fact that someone needs to heal. So if you're hearing things coming from people, and this is general, this is not a love-focused energy, this is general. If you're hearing biting words, or people, their expressions may seem challenging to you, take into account that that person may be going through something. It may have something to do with you. It may have nothing to do with you. But the challenge is for you to understand that someone is in a place that they need to heal. Now, if it has something to do with you, then you need to understand that that person is going through a process in their life. Okay, as I'm sure Leo men are as well. So healing is a bit of the challenge. Now, I do see that the advice here for some of you guys is to continue. Continue whatever you do. And a lot of you are working hard. This is nothing new, particularly Leo men, working really, really hard. Hard. And some of you are going to kind of scale back. It may be three things that you say, okay, I can't do all of this. I'm not going to work these many hours. I'm going to scale back. I'm going to go to sleep a little earlier so I can get up and be better at my day. I'm going to get up maybe 3 hours earlier because I go to sleep early, and I'm going to get up a little bit earlier so I can tackle my day. Three things may complete. Okay. Or you should allow three things. You need to look over all the things that you're doing and see if there can be up to three things that you can conclude or you can set aside. Because I do feel like there's an overwhelming amount of responsibility, obligation, and pressure you're putting on yourself, all in the need to want to push forward. Okay. Now, I don't have to really tell Leos collectively that you can continue, as you should continue to do this, because you guys will. When you have the 10 of Wands and the 7 of Wands, there will be a continuum of accomplishing your goals. Scaling back would be ideal for those of you that can do that. Okay. Why? Because what can't be changed? Well, it's the King of Pentacles. And for that, that means if you're a male energy, Leo, or the male energy in your life, but this is not particularly the focus of love, fortune, abundance, financial wealth is coming for you. All this hard work is going to pay off and then some. And I feel like the Uranus energy in Taurus will kind of mark that for you. It's coming next week. So yeah, there's going to be this energy of something could be coming to you fast. Fast. You guys want a new beginning. A lot of you are focusing on this new beginning, this freeness in life, but you got to settle some things. And you know you do. You know life, you have to settle some things. Some things are just unsettled, right? Some of you, it could be a court order that you have to address something, and it comes in fast, okay? Others of you, it could be matters of the heart, settling things with love relationships, right? But I do see, and it could be a work situation where you're settling things, but there needs to be a settlement. You may say, okay, I'm at work, I'm about to leave this job, but I want my settlement. They're letting me off, but I need to get a settlement, my settlement. Now you may say, okay, this is what I feel I deserve, and then you come back, or they come back with a different message of what they want to give you, is what it looks like. And I do see a lot of you guys are taking stock in times of yesteryear. Okay. Now with this settlement and addressing the situation with the court system, if you're in court, I do feel like it'll be favorable for you. I feel for Leo men, you will do your best to try to hold on to every penny that you have. Okay. Leo women, I feel like if you're due any money, the money will come to you. You'll get your just due. And Leo men, it can have something to do with children. It can have something to do with child support. Here's the thing that I would say, and I know some people feel like, oh, I'm so hard on Leos. No, if you go and you listen to any of the signs, and that'd be a lot of research to do, but if you go back and listen to them, I've been pretty honest and very blunt at times to certain signs when it's just obvious that, it has to be that way. And so the last reading, I'm always driving home, the point of being honest with people and being honest. I know Leos, you guys have a big heart and you don't want to hurt people, and your intentions is to just love, love, love. But sometimes you do sacrifice your own self, and then you have to compensate for that, and then other people get hurt in the interim. So it doesn't mean that it's necessarily purposely done, but again, it's almost like a tangled web that you weave, that it doesn't behoove anyone, including you guys. So that's why I say in the onset, just be very honest with yourselves. And I know you guys wrestle because when you are dealing with the matters of the heart, it could be very conflicting. But I say that to say for Aries, I'm sorry, I kept saying Aries, I meant Leo. But I say that for Leo men because Leo men, I want you to understand that whatever you're holding on to is only going to continue to stifle this abundance that's waiting for you. Like you have abundance that's just like brimming. It's here. It's coming to you. Opportunities abound. It's coming for you. But I want you to release. Understand that if there is a settlement that you need to kind of conclude, do it in the most ethically sound way as possible. Karma is here, so karma is being doused out. People are getting their karma, whether it's good or bad. It's coming, and it has everything to do with timing. So at a specific time, you too will deal with your karma, or someone else. You're gonna look and see this person is dealing with their karma. So there's that element. Now, I do see, so I would say just try to be as fair as possible, guys. I feel Leo women, you're kind of protected here. Or everyone's kind of challenging their protection at the same time as well. So you kind of can't escape whatever is going to happen. I do feel for Leo men, good things are going to happen for you. You really don't want to, so just be fair. I would say that. Be fair. Okay. Now, I do see that at work, some of you may feel like work is just becoming too much, people putting too much on you. You may feel like, again, I need to make some changes and decisions and go to a place that I feel like there's a balance. Balance is very much important to you guys right now. You want to restore a sense of balance for yourself. And I feel like Leo men could be looking back at a time where they are more reminiscent of times of old, even when they didn't have to work so much, when life wasn't so complicated for them, right? And I do feel like you have to be very careful, or you have to expect, not even careful. I feel like you have to expect that someone's going to challenge you. Someone is going to challenge you. It could be at a workplace, like someone comes out of the blue and just accuse you of something. It's like, what? But you get accused of something. And some of you, if you're not from where you live now, and I do feel like this accusation could definitely come from your work environment. If you're not from where you live, like if you live in a foreign place and that's not where you're born and that's not where you were raised, some of you are going to be thinking back to your homeland. And thinking back when, life was just so much more simpler. You may be in a foreign land where they do things that it's just like you work too hard, you slave too much, and it's just too much. And you remember times of past when, love was everything. Life was just really about love, and the simpler things in life is what it looks like. But if you're at work and someone does come to you in a confrontational sort of way, I feel like a lot of you, that's not going to take you off of your game. You'll continue to focus on work, but that may start to drive you forward to saying, I'm going to leave this place because, I deserve better. I deserve to be treated right. I deserve to be treated fairly. Now, as we get to the second or last week, of May, I feel like a lot of you are definitely going to get over this feeling controlled, feeling bogged down, feeling as if, again, you have no power, feeling powerless. You will restore that. And I feel like you guys will start to really plan as if you haven't planned enough. You guys have been planning, but I feel like you're going to be planning, strategizing, keeping things very close to you. Although there's going to be this sense of saying, some of you may say, okay, I'm no longer going to work all of these crazy hours. I am going to do my best at work and all of those things, but I'm going to scale back because I just feel like I'm not being taken, I'm not being respected, or I don't feel like it's all balanced and fair for me, or it's not behooving me to put so much energy and efforts that I don't feel I'm getting my return and reward from. So you'll be departing from that in the second week of May, but I do feel like you're going to hold tightly on things as well. So even though you may say you're going to scale back, you may at the same time not necessarily be ready to fully scale back, if that makes any sense. You're making money, but then you'll start having a mindset like you just don't have enough money. You need to save more. You don't have enough. You've got to save more money. And some of you may get to a point where you feel as though you need to be more proactive in accomplishing the things that you want. This I get more from Leo women. I don't know how prominent Aries is in your life because I keep wanting to say Aries. So Aries may be very prominent in your life. And I do see offers coming to you guys. Leo men, you may be extending an offer to some extent. Leo women, I do see offers coming to you. And again, some of you may take a step back at the workplace. I know this reading's all over the place. It doesn't go in the same rhyme and reason that I usually have it in, guys, but that's the energy. It's kind of all over the place. Your energy is all over the place. So that's how I'm reading it. Um, going back to the workplace, some of you may become very distant at work, you know, especially after this antagonistic person comes toward you, someone accusing you of something, you will take a step back completely. Okay. Um, but I do see offer in the second week. Opportunities coming for you guys. Definitely. New job if you've been looking for one. Coming for you. It may come out of the blue. It's like, I mean, and they're like, we need to see you right now. And you're like, wait a minute, what? I can't see. Like, I'm not even in the state. You know what I mean? That sort of thing. So yeah, it's like, it's that sort of thing. We need you right now. But I do see an opportunity coming your way. You may not feel like you're going to make as much, like this is it, this is what I'm going to make, that sort of thing. But more opportunities are coming for you guys. So some of you are going to have to start all the way at ground zero again, right? To get past where you were before. That's what I see. Some of you are moving. At the very least, you'll be traveling. And traveling, I feel, is going to be going on for a whole year for you guys. So until this time next year, you're going to be traveling, having these unexpected travels and deciding to travel because, again, you're focusing on a branding. Like you guys are branding yourself. So it's a lot of travel. And I feel like you may deal with conflict around driving. So make sure that your cars are well maintained, okay, and serviced before you get on the road, because I do see that it could be conflicts with driving, conflicts with having to leave, okay, is what I'm seeing. And that can go back to someone doesn't really want you to live your best life, okay, is what I get. Now, when it comes to finances, I would be very conservative with my money. You guys have money. Leo men, you have money. Okay. You got money. Leo women, I feel like a lot of you Leo women, it's not even really so much about money. You're fine. You can make money. You got money. You're okay. You may not have as much as the male counterparts in your sign, but you're okay. But in the second week of May, there's going to be a need to save your money, count your pennies. You could be planning for a trip of some sort. You have to invest this money, so you know that you need to kind of save it. But I do see you guys being more focused on the day-to-day aspects, because life is like all over the place for you guys, that if you cannot spend money, that would be great. Okay. Because then in the last week of May, you would be glad that you didn't spend any money, because for some reason you'll feel that you need to save money. I do feel like there's a hoarding of, like, fearful of spending money. Okay. Be careful with that, because it can manifest itself into feeling as though you're lack, you don't have, which can slow down the blessings and the good energy that could come your way. It's coming for you. Your blessings are coming for you, but you want to make sure that the mentality that you have when it comes to money is a healthy one, if that makes sense. You don't want to slow any energies down. Even though it's going to come, it can definitely slow down if your mindset is coming from a place of lack. So be careful, but at the same time, be very conscious of what you have, what you can spend. Don't spend more than what you have. And I feel, again, there's bigger fish to fry this month than dollars and cents. Now, love. Some of you very clearly, you're being challenged. Some of you are unable to heal a relationship. Leo women, I feel like some of you are unable to kind of restore your heart again. Like, you're just unable. When you talk, you may be very cold and callous to some extent, very emotionally distant, unavailable emotionally. You just want to know the facts. That's it. Just give me the facts. But it's very hard for some Leo women, and even the woman counterpart in your life, Leo men, to speak their truth and then to heal from it. So someone is either speaking their truth and they're not walking in it, or they're not speaking their truth and even unable to walk in it. You know how someone says, okay, I'm done, and I'm done. I'm leaving it alone. I'm healing from it, and I'm done. The challenge here is to really make a decision to perhaps end a situation and to heal from it. So Leo women, you have some work to do in that realm that just makes you human. Leo men, the woman in your life, she may have some work to do as far as healing from her situation, from your situation together. I do see that there was an end that happened recently, and there was some lies and deception that had to do with this ending of sorts. Someone could have secretly decided to just end a situation. They never officially said it was over, but they just ended it. That type of thing is what I get. And I do see that a lot of you guys are wanting a new beginning. But again, you have to settle some things. It's unfinished business. Leo women, you've got to settle some things. Leo men, you've got to deal with some settlements as well. A lot of you may feel as though it's easier just to leave, but you can't. You can't. Not with the Fool and the Justice card. You can't just leave. You've got to settle things, because this Wheel of Fortune will come back to haunt you. That Justice card is going to come back to haunt you during your Wheel of Fortune if you do not settle things. If you just run out on a limb and just decide, I'm just going to run and I'm going to take the risk, which Leos, you guys are so known to do. But this time around, it's different. This time around, you've got to do things differently. You can't just, squash your responsibilities and obligations and say, when it comes to matters of heart and love, right? And say that, no, I'm just going to do what I want to do. You guys can't do it. And you can't. Even though desperately, some of you really just want a new beginning. But you got to settle things. And so because you're in this very delicate dance, some of you are trying to just take a step, right? You're trying to temper your way into a change, right? And I feel that some of you are moving forward. There could be someone in your life. If you're in a relationship, you're wanting to probably in that relationship come to terms with the end to that relationship, because you feel like there's just more opportunity out there for you, and this is slowing you down, or there's some person specifically, even though I don't really get a specific person with you guys, I get even more opportunity just with life, and you just want to be free to be open to whatever can come your way. And some of you may feel like you need to settle things, okay? And you're trying to approach a situation step by step, not too aggressive. You're just moving along. And I feel like someone's coming to you in an aggressive sort of way, wanting answers, wanting to get back together. It's like they want to know, and they want to know now. And you're just like taking a step back. Now, your feelings toward the situation is you want something concrete. You want something real. And you want something that it's going to take time for you to even believe. Let's say if it's someone from your past or someone that you're with now, but you guys are in a rocky situation. It's going to take time for you. You're feeling like you need to take time because your focus is more on yourself, this new thing that's coming your way. And I feel like someone is wanting what they want. Okay? If you're in a relationship, I'm coming from an aspect of being in a relationship and things are in a gray period in this relationship, right? The reality here is that, again, this person could have come back to you wanting to kind of work things out. Male Leos, you are taking into consideration this. Some male Leos are looking all the way back to a time when they were young, when they were a young boy, and life was just so easy and love was just so easy. And it was pure, and it was just that simple, and they were able to love, right? And they took time to love. And some of you want to go back to something or someone or a love. If it's not an actual person, it is a time in which you loved to your fullest. That's what you want, okay? Now, the person that could be coming at you may not be that person, right? May not be that person that you feel will invoke that sense of love for you. And therefore you want to kind of put them in a box of a friend. Let's go all the way back. Let's take huge steps back and let's just take our time. This person doesn't want to take time. You know, they want what they want when they want it. Hence me saying the challenge is the Queen of Swords. a person that is decisive in making choices and communicating effectively. And then the star card being, the star card is also patience, understanding, having faith that it'll all come in time, right? And so you guys may know that, Leo men in particular, even to some extent Leo women, you guys may know that, but your counterparts or the feminine aspect here may not necessarily feel that that's the case. Okay, for some of you, if you all can relate to this, whoever can, please leave it in the comment section below so I can, validate that what I'm saying here is on the mark. So there's that. Someone coming in really fast. They don't want to let you go. And they're going to fight for you. Someone's going to fight for you, or they wanted to fight for you. That's what I see here. Now, regardless, the advice is to do what you've been doing. And that is to pursue your own personal goals, because I feel like this person kind of came in, and then as soon as they came in, they have felt a sense of loss. So whatever efforts they came to you with, it may have gone nowhere because you're on an energetic level of like, I'm just taking a step back from you and moving very cautiously, very, methodically toward you. And you're coming at me and I didn't expect this. And now, how the person may feel at a loss, and on another note, it could be another person, or it could be someone or that person that came into you and you wasn't expecting them to come, and that they've rattled you. They've created all these emotions within you, and you remember the time when you loved them, and you remember how much you loved this person. I'm talking about Leo men now, and I'm talking about the male aspect in your life, Leo women. Okay, this man remembered when he loved you. He remembered when he had that love for you. Okay. And so there's that disappointment. So out of someone initiating an action very quickly, almost unexpectedly, came a disappointment soon after. And I feel there's going to be, or has been, this coming together again, but it being for sexual purposes. It's being because, again, the connection is magnetic. You can't deny it, right? So someone wants to have sex with each other. You two are wanting to have sex. And then there's this element of Leo men feeling like, well, she is attractive. There's that. You know what I mean? That sort of thing. I feel in the second week. And again, I'm at May 9th. So what I'm saying right now may not even be resonating with you guys. You may not be at that point of feeling the sense of loss. It may not even be your loss to feel. It may be your counterpart that's feeling that sense of loss after, again, an initiation being made. I don't feel like it went off the way that they expected it to. And the fight kind of was lost, and they're now having their hands in their, in their hands in their, in their head, not worrying, but disappointed by the situation. I do feel like that's going to take way into the next energy of reciprocating each other. But I feel if you're around each other, it will create this sexual tension amongst each other and making a decision like, what do we do? That's what I'm seeing. And I'm talking about couples, people in relationships, but it's problematic, this relationship. And you're at this cusp of like, do I leave? Do I go? What am I doing here? Now, the last week of May, Leos, you or your counterpart, I feel both of you actually, because both parties are shown here. So both people are equally kind of going through the same thing, manifesting things differently or expressing them differently, right? And in the last week of May, I do see that both parties are going to be able to disconnect from this heavy connection. This is a heavy connection that you have with somebody, someone that's from your past, perhaps when you were a child, or they evoked the childlike love within you, that sort of situation. But you guys are going to get past it. You're going to get past that is what I see. Probably more for Leo women than the men. The men, although you guys will get past it. And again, when I say men, I'm not just talking about the Leo men or the man in a Leo woman's life. I'm talking about men. So I'm talking about the Leo man as well as the male counterpart in your life, Leo women. Okay. So I feel like the Leo woman will restore herself, or Leo men, the woman in your life, the counterpart in your life, she will restore herself a little quicker than you will. The male aspect here will be clinging a little bit more. The female aspect will be more and willing and wanting to embrace her own pursuits, right? Because in the past, well, in the foundation and kind of energies going out, let's say it's like the 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th, something like that, Leo men are looking at their past, right? Looking into the past. You're thinking about things. The second week of, I keep saying the second week, I'm sorry, guys. The last week of May, the male aspect is clinging. So if it's not that you guys, male Leos and the male aspect in the life of Leo women, if the male energy is not clinging, like don't want to let go, even though they know they're kind of getting over this very strong, heavy, energy of like they felt powerless, right? This connection that's very powerful and it keeps you kind of stuck in some way. I feel Leo men is still kind of sifting through the residual energies of that, and if it's not that, then it is that they're completely like, I'm over it, and I'm not going to let you come in because I'm done. So it could be that it's like you can't pry him open with a crowbar. Like he's not going to open. I feel more for that energy, though. It's going to be, and for women, you can experience that too, that you become very stifled, very clingy, very like unable to open. But again, it's for me, it's more of a gender aspect, because following that is the Queen of Wands. So the Leo woman is definitely moving forward. I cannot believe this is a 31-minute. Let me end this. I don't know how I get caught like this. You know how I get caught like this with Leos recently? Because I'm usually in and out of your reading. It's because you guys are in this abyss. It's like, what in the hell? 31 minutes? Let me wrap this up. So Leo women, you're going to feel better. Leo men, you're going to have a little bit more work to do. But I do feel like when Leo men do come out of it, they're going to come out stronger, better than ever. Like Leo women, you may dip back into a state of depression or not feeling right or not completely coming out of it because you're in this stage of like, oh, I'm fine, I'm just moving forward. Leo men are doing the work. They are staying away. Some of them are completely, when it's all said and done, some Leo men are completely going to commit 100% to the next relationship. They will commit 100%. They're going to change leaps and bounds. Okay. So even though it may say, well, women may say, yeah, I'll be fine. It's like, no, Leo men are doing the real work and they're going to get solid, concrete, lasting results. Okay. But I do see love coming in last week of May. Someone, after they were closed off, unable to open up, perhaps seeing another person, kind of being okay with that, and at a point where they're ready to move on, and then a love, like an offer, comes in. Okay, so Leo women, you will be getting an offer. Perhaps if you've been distant from your mate and you feel as though you guys have just been looking in two different directions, I feel like a new opportunity could come for you, period, Leo women. If you're like, you've broken up from this relationship and there's no coming back to it, then it could be a new opportunity coming for you. A King of Cups, Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. If it's not, and I don't look at it like a sign thing, I'm someone that really does look at it by a person's energy. So if it's not a new person coming into you, which it can very well be a new man comes into your life that really wants to love you, then it is your counterpart, that old energy or the relationship that you've been in, that speaks to, he's been ruminating and wanting that love and really desiring that love again. And then he comes back into your life and opens himself up from that Four of Pentacles, opens himself up and wants to love you again. And now he's embodying a sense of King of Cups energy. So new love on front for Leo women. The feminine counterpart for Leo men, he can come back around again and he can become loving to you again, is what it looks like it could happen. I feel like you have to keep in perspective when it comes to Leo men, because they're not done changing, they're not done growing, and then their life is just ever changing right now. So for them, it could be that things are working out for you guys, and then things take a change down the line, you know? So for Leo men, if you're moving in that direction, just take it with a grain of salt. But for some of you Leo women, it's going to be this new counterpart, or accepting a love from your mate, right? And letting go someone from your past. Leo men, taking into consideration that you're letting go someone from your past. Or I feel for Leo men, you guys are either going to stick to yourself, focus on your business, focus on becoming that millionaire or whatever it is that your aim is to be. And when you get there is when that whole new opportunity of new person, new everything is going to come with it. And in that time, you're going to keep yourself contained and sustained from anything. But others of you, I do see someone coming in of new, or someone coming back in to come in as far as love is concerned. So that's what I have for you guys. I may have to go down and definitely chop this up completely if I can remember. 36 minutes is ridiculous. But yeah, there you go. So that's what I have for you guys for. And if it's not 36 minutes, trust me, I've chopped and screwed this up because it's just too long. That's what I have for you guys for the remainder of May. I hope that this has been helpful for you. If you'd like to share with us how it has been, please leave your comments in the comments section below, Leos. I want to hear how this resonates for you guys. And if you're listening to this at the end of the month, please let me know if anyone has kind of mended fences in their relationship, because that was pretty much the theme here, along with a whole lot of other things, right? Now, if you want something personal with me, I can be reached in the beginning and into this video, as well as the description box below. And if you are new to this channel, welcome. It's not always this long. And subscribe, because I will be back very soon with another one. Take care, Leo.